All right, and we are live. So the S&P hit its best day since June yesterday, mainly driven by tech. Nvidia soared 4.8%, recovering from last week's dip. So does this mean that the tech rotation is over? Well, we'll take a look at this and also at our existing trades. And yes, we did have more companies reporting earnings. The most important one for us, UPS, and there was a surprise. So we'll talk about that. With that said, welcome to Coffee with Markus and Mark. And in this show, we are going to talk to you about what's happening in the markets and how we are trading it. And it is Tuesday, July 23rd. And let's hop over first to not this one, but this one, the S&P 500. And yesterday, nice rebound, Mark.
Yeah, look at that. Nice little rally after the dip that we saw for the second half of last week, and a little bit of interest in Nvidia and some names like, tech names.
Yeah, this is where we see yesterday Nvidia had a great day, 4.8%. But I mean, overall, Nvidia still just diddling along there. And I think today the key is earnings that we will hear this afternoon from Google, because we have been talking about the Magnificent Seven, and that is the wrong size and color. So we do have Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, and today Google and Tesla are the first ones to report from the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, probably the biggest day for earnings that we've seen so far. It's still, early in the season here with a lot of names to report, but I agree those could be big ones. I did see that about 20% of the S&P 500 have reported second quarter results, and 80% of those have beat expectations. So although it's still young, there you go. So far, so good.
Yeah, so I found this morning on Twitter. I think it's from Daily Charts, not quite sure, but you see that we are right at the halfway mark here this week, and we are almost halfway through the week. So we see that with this, at the end of this week, 50% of the companies will have reported, and we talked about it, that this week and next week are the big ones, especially since we have big tech reporting earnings.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting week or two for earnings and some movement
Yeah.
in the market because of earnings.
Well, before we jump into earnings, let's talk about some other stocks that are moving. So AMC yesterday, at first had a pretty good day, still up 5% yesterday. But they said that they are restructuring debt, and this were investors liked it yesterday to today down 3%. And then of course we have CrowdStrike, CRWD, and CrowdStrike has been getting hammered over the past few days since they had this massive outage on Friday.
Yeah, I just cause wreaking havoc and CrowdStrike definitely getting punished because of it. Um, did you hear why Southwest actually has been able to withstand this CrowdStrike issues where other airlines have struggled?
Yeah, because I think they're still running on Commodore 64, right? Or something like this.
Exactly. I had a user share an article, or a follower share an article with me, and I think her name was Heather. It showed that they are running Windows 3.1, a 32-year-old operating system, which in the past they've drawn some criticism because of it. But I guess when CrowdStrike messes everything up, they go back and they're dusting off their good old boy there and happy.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw said that Southwest yesterday was up actually. Let's see. Right here. Why don't I see my crosshairs? Yeah, there we go. So yesterday up 1.77%. Delta Airlines still struggling. I mean, yesterday they were massively down because they had to cancel. They were down 3.5% because they had to cancel 900 flights yesterday. So they're still recovering from the CrowdStrike
Yeah.
disaster.
Delta, United, and American, the airlines hardest hit because of it.
Yeah. All right. In other news, the VIX continues to move lower today. The fear index is down another 1.7%. And we see that Ethereum is up a little bit today because today is the big day for Ethereum.
Tell me about it, Marcus.
Oh, you don't know? Today, the Ethereum ETFs are launching, and we have BlackRock, Fidelity, and VanEck amongst the first ones to launch an Ethereum ETF. And we already had the Bitcoin ETFs launching, and this gave Bitcoin a boost earlier this year. And now everybody sees if Ethereum can follow through here right now, tracking Bitcoin, but with that, there might be a little bit more interest in Ethereum. We'll see. Bitcoin slightly down today, 0.8%. Ethereum up almost 1%.
Yeah, it could be interesting. Not a big move there. Do you know how many ETFs were launched?
I don't know. I just heard about these three from BlackRock, Fidelity, and VanEck. I believe it's maybe 5 or 6.
Okay,
So
yeah,
not
I
quite
just
sure.
saw it's more than half a dozen. So
Okay. Yeah, that
7,
could be.
8.
All right. Well, let's hop over to our positions. And let's start with our WTF positions first. And we have no new positions and we don't have any exits, but we do have a bunch of open positions. Most of them are looking pretty good. So here's the first one, AMAT. I mean, trading close to our entry, but this is one where we added when we saw a 5% drop, and this is looking really, really good right now for us.
Yeah, nice ad there, and nice pop. I'm liking it.
Yeah. AMD. So AMD coming back, bouncing off the 200-day moving average, as you can see, still below our entry price. So we're around $8 around our entry price. Definitely nice to see this this bounce here. And now it's time for you to move up, AMD, towards our entry price and beyond. Let's do it.
That's the plan.
All right, Amazon. I decided to skip it last week. You were considering taking it on Friday. You skipped on it on Friday, and well, in hindsight, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Should have taken it. Amazon having a great day today, up 3%. And we had several mastermind members that took it either yesterday or today. So they actually traded it OBE, open below entry, and are sitting on some nice profits here today.
Yeah, this to me is a woulda, coulda, shoulda, and gosh, had the right idea. And I'm actually running my numbers. I'm surprised that. Well, I need to take another look at this one. I thought I had an order in on Friday, and I'm surprised it didn't get filled based on the numbers I'm looking at. But either way, hey, for anybody who took it, great trade. It's up nicely. Friday it opened up at 181.14. Right now it's trading at 188.72, and likely to see an exit signal for today or for tomorrow's open.
Yeah, that could actually be the case. And then we'll see AVGO, Broadcom. I mean, great, nicely trading above our entry price, now trading around $5 above our entry price. So this is definitely looking good.
Yeah, I like that. Up 1.6% today. That works for me.
CG, we both decided to skip this one because we did not have enough trading data here. So it has been trading for less than 5 years. This is why we decided to skip it. If you had taken it, I mean, it's trading right now around the entry price. So no harm, no foul, whether you took it or not. Now, you decided to trade MU yesterday. I decided to skip it, and MU is trading right around the entry price right now. I think you entered where at around 115-ish?
Yeah, I got in at 115.36 right there at the open.
Yeah. And right now trading slightly below, so we'll see what happens there. And then our buddy Schwab. I mean, Schwab having a phenomenal day today. I mean, up what? This is still from yesterday, I believe. 5% yesterday. Yeah, we have a little bit of a follow through. Let me just refresh this. Don't think that I have the latest data because we do have. There we go. A nice follow through
65.
today with another 1.3% up, and this looking good because we also added to this position. So therefore, even though we're trading slightly below our entry, we are nicely profitable here. So loving this.
Yeah, that one's looking real good, getting back up towards that 200-day moving average. Another one that we might have an exit on at the end of the day. We'll have to see. That would be for tomorrow's open. We'll wait for those signals to identify themselves. But the ad at 62.59 making this one nice.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, hopping over to our wheel positions. And first up here, CSIQ, a little bit all over the place, slightly down today. I still like that we do have a nice trend line here, so keep following the trend line. Almost seems that we are starting to build a triangle here. So at this point, need to move above 18 and then towards our cost basis, which is anywhere between 23 and 24, minus 23, 22. I believe that yours is probably a little bit higher, but so we still need to move higher here, but I like what I see on the charts here.
Yeah, getting stuck around 16, but hanging out there too, which is good rather than pulling back. So let's move higher.
Yeah, HAL, we got assigned at 34.50 today, trading at 33, so slightly down here. Running right into support here, so we'll see if this support holds. So we have support at 33. We have some more support at 32.50. So we will see. The 33 is based on the closing prices, and the 32.50 is based on the intraday lows. So, but we do see a very nice zone, and we just want to see that it's bouncing back up. You were able to sell calls yesterday. I did not sell calls just yet, and we'll see where we are by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Coles, I did get a sign at 21.50, and Coles today dropping a little bit more. I mean, now trading at 20.32. I'm assigned at 21.50. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm not too concerned. I knew that the 21.50 was definitely a little bit more aggressive. We see that we do have some support sitting mainly here at around 18. Then there's some more support right here where we had this low at 19.50. But I'm okay with this one. I mean, I knew that the 21.50 was a little bit more aggressive, and I'm absolutely okay being assigned with a 9.51% dividend yield. I'm okay if I will be in this for a little bit longer, but for now, happy with this one.
Yeah, nice dividend on that one.
All right. And now, the one that we had a surprise today that we didn't want to see. UPS reporting earnings today, and so far down 13%. Not what we wanted to see. We wanted to see it up 13%.
Yeah, definitely the wrong surprise this morning. Come on, UPS. Reporting worse than expected earnings, as you have there with that headline. So they missed on revenue, missed on earnings. There is a guidance cut. Does that mean that it's over for UPS, Markus? What do you think?
Well, this is where I think that today we'll have a shakeout, and I want to see what happens over the next few days. And here's why. Yes, they did have an earnings miss. So let's take a look at exactly of what happened here, and where we're taking a look at the earnings. So here, let me just bring it up really quick. So here we see the earnings, and I mean, at first glance, the profits, I mean, down 10%, and the revenue slightly down by 1.65%. So this is, of course, something that is a little bit concerning. This, I think it's not that big of a deal. However, so this is where reading a little bit into it of what's happening here. So you said it, they cut their revenue guidance to 93 billion, revised from a previous forecast of as much as 94.5. Yeah, because previously they said, we're thinking it will be between 92 to 94.5. So now they revised it to 93 billion, which is kind of right dead smack in the middle. So I don't think that this warrants this overreaction. Also, they announced it's targeting around $500 million in share repurchases. Now, we talked about it. Usually, when a company announces a 500 or any share repurchase, it's good because it means that available shares are being taken off the market, so less demand, less supply, and therefore prices should go higher. Now, 500 million is not a whole lot, right, Mark?
Yeah, and this is where after FedEx's earnings, they announced a share buyback. I think it was now I don't remember. It was, I think, over 1 billion. But nonetheless, that's what we were hoping for. That could help boost UPS, even if their earnings were not as good as we might hope. But yeah, all in all, yeah, you look at this, Marcus, and the drop makes sense. But it also seems like this could be a little bit of an overreaction, or not necessarily the catalyst where things just get worse, but kind of a reset in the pricing of the stock based on this news. So yeah, and it could be an overreaction.
So again, here's how I see it. Earnings negative for sure. This 93 billion guidance for me that's neutral because they said 92 to 94.
Sure.
Repurchases for me is a positive. They also entered into agreement to acquire Mexican Express Delivery Estafeta, or whatever you pronounce it, as it continues to expand its international presence. I think that's good. Then we also have, the chief executive after the CEO, Carol Tome, said this quarter was a significant turning point for our company as we returned to volume growth. This is a plus. So
Sure.
as expected, our operating profit declined. Going forward, we expect to return to operating profit growth.
Yep.
Another plus. So if I'm looking at this and I see, okay, that is definitely a negative, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pluses. Yes, today's drop sucks. And
Yep.
I believe that this could be an overreaction.
I'm with you. I'm with you. So the drop makes sense. It's not traders being crazy, but it does look like we're setting up for better quarters ahead. And this is where we'll keep an eye on it. See if there's a way to, uh, adjust our cost basis at some point. But right now, watching it.
Yeah. And now, of course, we want to see if we are filling this massive gap that was left here. I mean, probably not today because right now we are trading at session lows, as we can see here. So that's not good. Again, we had hope that it goes the other way. But looking at the earnings analysis, we already knew going into these earnings that this will be kind of hit or miss because we saw over the last 12 quarters, 5 times or half of the time, the overnight price move reaction was higher. Half of the time it was lower. After 7 days, 5 out of 12 quarters, it was higher. 7 out of 12 quarters, it was lower. So we kind of knew that this was kind of hit and miss. So
Sure.
we'll see. Nothing yet to do, and we will absolutely keep you posted of what we are planning to do here. Right now, we did almost fill that gap that was left in 2020.
Yeah. Once that's done, maybe it's time for some upside. Time for some
Yep,
upside.
let's do this. All right, so this is going on, and today, overall in the markets, we'll take a look at what's happening here. And this is time of the day for dad jokes. All right, warning, here come the really bad jokes.
All right, Marcus. Where's the best place to throw a party?
Party City?
A haunted house because the ghosts bring all the booze. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
All right, all right, all right. I'll give you this one. Okay. What kind of hair do they sell at IHOP?
I don't
Egg
know.
extensions.
What? What?
Egg extensions. No?
Gosh, Marcus. We're, UPS making a recent low. We're making a recent low with our jokes.
All right. However, what is making a recent high? Intraday highs right now for the S&P. Intraday's high right now for the Nasdaq. Intraday's high almost for the Dow. But it seems that so far we are moving higher, and also in the Russell, close to making all intraday highs. So yes, we do see a nice bounce back here after we had this the worst week in a while in the S&P. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we talked about it. Will it hit the 50-day moving average? Right now, it seems it's moving away from there, and it's rather attacking new all-time highs again. Not happening anytime soon, but maybe we'll be closer to new highs by the end of the week.
Yeah, and that is what I was saying yesterday, that I think we're going to drift higher this week. And then, Marcus, you threw it into this 2-week analysis thing that I can't remember. Are we up or down? What was your plan, or what was your expectation?
I know you're fishing for it, so I'll give it to you. Long story short, yes, Mark, you were right. I know that this is what you're trying to get out of me, and hey, let's make this easy for you. Yes, you're right. You were saying that we'll go higher. Congratulations.
All right. Well,
all right. Well, with that said, hope that you enjoyed today's show. If you did, give us a like. We really appreciate all of the likes. And if you find that this information was worth sharing, please do. There's a share button right underneath, and share it with whomever you want and wherever you want. And then we will see you again tomorrow. Until then, have a great rest of your day.
Happy trading, everybody.